Got you. Got it. All right. We have a concurrence calendar, and I think one bill.
Sent out by email.
Sent out. What's the bill name? What's the bill number?
Senate Bill 530. Our bill was House 903. It's probably by.
Okay. Do we need both of them or just one? No.
No, just the Senate bill.
Okay. Let's start with the Senate bill. Okay, we have a brief single bill to vote on, Senate Bill 530, and then we're going to move on to the concurrence calendar. Bob? Senate Bill 530?
Senate Bill 530 is the cross-file to House 903 from Delegate Crosby. This is the bill dealing with the MAIF assessment. There are amendments that were worked out with appropriation staff, although the Senate bill, curiously, is only assigned to ECM rather than jointly to ECM and appropriations. The Senate bill, as it came over, this is the one that talks about the prior overassessment at MAIF, and then also what we do going forward. There was some question about whether the assessment, should there be one, should continue to be a line item or whether it be rate-based. With the amendments, we require on June 1st, 2023, the Board of Directors to authorize the fund to withdraw money from a prior overassessment, and then a report back to us by a month later on what they've done, applying it concerning the insured and uninsured divisions. The other amendments to the bill essentially restore the current system for how uninsurance fines are allocated and paid out, but they say for fiscal 2024 only, there'll be an additional $2 million that are given over to MAIF based on the prior calendar year's material as well. And then for 2025, they'll exclude those $2 million from the calculation of that provision.
Move the amendment.
On the amendments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
House bill was 903. We never passed the bill. We were back and forth with appropriations with about 25 different sets of amendments over time. We actually voted it and sent it to appropriations, and then they
You want to know what the split was?
worked on it.
Was it unanimous? Or this is
The Senate may have been unanimous. I don't recall what our committee vote was, and it's not posted on the website because appropriations never voted it. Talk to Delegate Corman.
so. On the amendments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. On the bill as amended.
Move the bill as amended.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Delegate Crosby.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison. Delegate Boafo. Delegate Howard. Delegate Charkoudian. Delegate Rose. Delegate Prusky. Delegate Fennell. Delegate Turner. Delegate Sample Hughes. Delegate Valderrama. Delegate Chi. Delegate Frazier Hidalgo. Delegate Adams. Delegate Arentz. Delegate Pippy. Delegate Jackson is excused. Delegate Johnson. Delegate Rogers. Delegate Ampry is excused. Delegate Weigel. Delegate Fisher is excused. And Delegate Queen. Bill passes as amended. Now we'll move on to concurrence calendar. First bill on the calendar is House Bill 37.
House Bill 37, this is the Stop Spam spam calls bill. The Senate added language concerning political polling calls.
All in favor, not concur, say aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, we need to appoint conferees.
Yes.
We need to do it now. You want to talk about it later?
Talk about it later.
All right. Next bill is 62.
House Bill 62, this is the Public Service Company Pollinator Friendly Management. The Senate added language that we have already passed on the Senate version concerning the intent not to interfere with some other non-right-of-way areas.
Motions concur. All in favor say aye. Any opposition? The move is to concur. Next bill.
House Bill 246, the Senate struck language requiring a licensee, a winery that wants to offer more than light fare to obtain a Class B or Class D license. There were some technical concerns back and forth. I don't know.
Wait again. Which bill did you just?
I just said 246.
Okay, 246 is Delegate Harrison.
Correct.
And that's a motion is. All in favor of not concurring, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we'll appoint some conferees. Let's go back up to House Bill 128 since Crosby's here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is the enhanced underinsured motorist coverage, making it opt-out. The Senate basically completely rewrote it.
Motion is not to concur. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Outstanding. Motion to not concur passes. We will appoint conferees. Next building is our bill is
My
169.
apologies.
Jesus.
Sorry, 169. This is the energy performance targets. This is what had been House 108 of last year, altering the Empower program, and we're particularly providing DHCD low-income housing assistance.
All in favor of concurrence, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Next bill is Bill 282.
Yes, House Bill 282, Financial Institutions, Mortgage Loan Originators, Independent Contractors. The Senate amendments clarify that an independent contractor may be issued a license to act as a mortgage loan originator if the independent contractor is a licensed insurance producer in good standing and requires a Commissioner of Financial Regulation to submit a certain report relating to mortgage loan origination services and independent contractors.
All in favor of the motion not to concur and request sent to accede, say aye. Any opposition? Go ahead. Okay, so you're opposing that vote? Okay. All right, the motion to not concur carries. We will request the Senate to recede. Next bill, House Bill 587.
Yes, House Bill 587, Baltimore City Alcoholic Beverages, Class A7 beer, wine, and liquor licenses. The Senate amendments alter the marketplace license in the 41st District of Baltimore City and make a technical change. The Senate amendments conform the House bill to the Senate bill, and they're now identical.
Yes. All in favor of the motion to concur on the consent calendar, say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion is to concur on those bills. Next bill is Senate Bill 23. Did you have a list? I apologize. Thought you had a list, so we're going to walk back through and at least tell you the bill. I apologize. I thought everyone had a list. All right, so we did House Bill 587, House Bill 630. That was my apologies, colleagues. I thought everybody had a list.
I'll be loud.
Thank you.
Okay, House Bill 630 from Delegate Queen. This is the utility account holders, victims of abuse, protections, allowing them to get into account. And the only technical, it's really a technical change over in the Senate. They may change peace order to be protective order.
So you want to just do these individual? Yeah, go ahead. Motion to concur, any, oh, there you go. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion to concur moves. Next bill.
House Bill 784, Prince George's County. This is the marvelous bill that had such a wonderful history on the floor with a floor amendment from the delegation. The senators put additional things onto it, and the House has a the House delegation agrees with the Senate amendments.
Motion to concur. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, hearing none. Next bill.
House Bill 834 from Delegate Frazier Hidalgo. This is the EV charging infrastructure reliability. I believe there were some changes that were maybe not great, but are okay with the sponsor.
Motion is concur. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the move is concur. Next bill.
House Bill 908 from Delegate Klippinger. This is the community solar bill. There are a couple of small amendments dealing with the ownership of LMI-based community solar projects and billing limitations on those LMI customers.
Motion is concur. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Hearing none, motion passes to concur. Next bill.
House Bill 910, also from Delegate Frazier Hidalgo on energy storage targets. He's okay with them.
Motion is concur. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion succeeds. Next bill.
Alcoholic beverages bill from Baltimore City. The amendment was put on both the Senate and the House bill. You all voted the Senate bill out 2 days ago, and with the concurrence, they will now be identical. Would you like me to go into detail about what the amendments do?
Motion concur. All in favor of concurrence say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, move is concur. Next bill.
House Bill 1188, Delegate Atterbury. This is the solar interconnection bill for a CPCN process. The Senate amendments essentially are technical.
Motion is concur. All in favor say aye. Any opposition? Move is to concur.
Not windmills.
Next bill.
23, the HVACR bill with journeyman's licenses. The Senate is asking us to recede on the House amendments that move the effective date back from 2023 to 2025.
What? Yeah, you're not gonna vote for it. I mean, it's a voice vote, so you can still speak, though. I mean, if you have a discussion, it's a voice vote. So,
Technical nature of it is the following. So you have someone who's already enrolled in the program, and you move the goalposts. So I think that was the point of the amendment. I mean, look, it's definitely, that was a better amendment for the bill. It made the bill better. Obviously, some people still have concerns, but at the end of the day, you still have people enrolled in the program. Maybe like enrolled in like a bachelor's degree program, and then all of a sudden they double. Now it's 8 years, while you're in it. So, I mean, I don't know, but I'm
same
sure you all
argument
know
as
that.
us. Yeah. And, but they kicked the date back, right?
Yeah, so, but that's what we're
To
receding
give the
on.
people, huh?
Isn't that what we're receding on? Is the date?
So we're allowing the date to get pushed back.
No. No.
There was an amendment to move the effective date from 2023 to 2025. And so the Senate has asked us to remove that amendment
Oh, we're taking it back to its original bill.
to 2023.
Yeah. Got you. All right. Any further discussion? The motion is to recede. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The recedes have it. Next bill.
Senate Bill 222, this is Environment Reducing Packaging Materials Producer Responsibility. The Senate refuses to concur with the House amendments and asks the House to recede. The House amendments struck the framework for extended producer responsibility program for packing materials and required a recycling needs assessment. ECM is secondary on this. ENT voted not to concur yesterday. Or not, I'm sorry, not to recede.
The motion is not to recede. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Next bill, please.
Senate Bill 322 is the cross-file to House Bill 246, Delegate Harrison's bill. The Senate has asked us to recede. If you're consistent with what you just did, you will not recede and will appoint conferees.
Motion not to recede. All in favor of not receding, say aye. Any opposed?
That's the winery bill.
Next bill, please.
Senate Bill 488, which was the one-year extension of the privilege for certain manufacturers to do direct delivery to consumers in the state. The Senate asked us to recede from our amendments. They had a 2-year extension. We did a 1-year extension and rewrote the provision in the meantime. I have nothing. No, so if,
It was, we left out of the House is 1 year,
correct.
and they tried to make it 2 years. We were not receding back to the giving them 2 years. We would do it in 1 year so we can get this finally done and over next year.
And it was also.
Right. So we kicked it out to April 6th. So whose amendment? Theirs or ours? Okay, so my point is, we're still not receding, correct? They want us to recede and take all their amendments. We're saying we're not doing that.
In which case, we would have to say we're not receding and appoint conferees.
Right, we have to recede nonetheless because their amendments are, yeah.
Not recede and appoint conferees.
The motion is not to recede. It's been properly second. All in favor of not receding, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Next bill, please.
Senate Bill 781, cross-file to Delegate Charkoudian's offshore wind bill. I believe there are some additional amendments that need to be dealt with. Is that correct? Therefore, the recommendation would be not to recede, but rather to confer.
Okay.
Right.
Motion not to concur. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. The move is not to concur. Now, the ones that say not recede, we don't have to appoint conferees, do we?
On this one, we need to.
Any others we have to?
I think since you wanted to appoint conferees on Delegate Harrison's bill, you would probably want the same conferees on the Vital bill. If you want to appoint conferees, if you
Yeah,
simply
we
want
will.
to stick it to them, as
Nope.
it were, making them
Nope.
choose, then, right.
All right, well, I believe that concludes the voting session. Please pay attention. Hopefully, we'll not have another one today after session, but who knows? Thank you guys very much. Brian, don't go far. We need to appoint conferees.